Aloha, good morning. I'm Mac, this is Boo Boo. We're on the North Shore of Hawaii at Dillingham Airport. It's a long runway, about almost 2 miles. Built for the military during World War II, but it's both a private or used privately. There's 2 skydiving schools here, Hawaii Skydive and Pacific Skydive. And here comes a plane with a bunch of skydivers in it right now. So it'll be noisy. I started coming here during the pandemic, and the security let me stay and work out, and it's pretty cool. People come here, walk their dogs along this access road. It's over 2 miles long. Ride bikes, jog. Canna Point's about a mile behind me. The skydiving schools, are about half a mile in front of me. This is another talk story exercise morning. What I wanted to talk about was that most of the groups that I've been involved with, it seems like every organization has an inner circle. And the inner circle controls what happens in the organization, and your progress is kind of monitored. And if you tend to be a player, so to speak, with what the agenda is, you move up and you get special treatment. You get invited to meetings or after-hour drinks, and you get special perks. So the tendency is to follow the group agenda, and it's like it's everywhere. In churches, like the ones I've gone to, you're okay just to show up for several months, but then it's like you're expected to participate somehow, and if you don't, you kind of get shunned a little bit. I'm not saying that's everywhere, but it's been my experience. So the thing I wanted to mention was that neither of my teachers, Gregory Fong, Tai Chi, or Dr. Lily Su with Qigong, I ever felt that they were pressuring me to follow their line of teaching, their line of thought. I was always free to do what I want, or choose what I want, or go where I wanted. I mean, I followed very closely their teachings, and I think that's partly why I was so close with them, because like a few days ago when I made a video over at Ala Moana Park, there was a group of Tai Chi people, 6 or 7, and the teacher was young, but I could tell he was a really good teacher, and he was leading the group through the form, and one of the students, a female student, was staying ahead of him a movement or two, and then she finished the form before the others by just 20-30 seconds. It was very hard for me to not go over and say something to her, because it's absolutely disrespectful to come to a class and be a leader, to stay ahead of the teacher. Always stay behind as closely behind as possible, but stay behind, never get ahead. Even if I would get ahead, just a finger movement, that was too much. I mean, I was never told that, but you should be able to figure that out. As a student, you follow the teacher. And I used to follow Gregory so closely that, in a sense, I would leave my body. I would experience myself being between my physical body and to where he was. And I had a hard time for moments differentiating between myself and him, and it would kind of freak me out, and I would force myself back into my body, so to speak. But that's how closely you should follow your teacher. And so your teacher is someone you have to trust and respect. If you feel they're controlling you or manipulating you or trying to get you into some sort of agenda that's for their benefit, it's probably the wrong person to be with, the wrong group, the wrong organization. If you aren't allowed to be free, then it's, I don't think, a healthy program. But I don't think Gregory held on to anyone. In fact, if people weren't, if they didn't seem to be up for it, he would suggest other programs because his Tai Chi was rather aggressive. We did a lot of Kung Fu, Shaolin, Kung Fu, and combinations, and we had to do staff, and we didn't have to, but we were encouraged to do a weapon. I mean, he would just teach it. And we did some fighting forms of Tai Chi. And with Dr. Lily Sue, it was very similar. She had a group of students and people who were studying to be Taoists. And they had their caps, their hats, and their gowns, and their meetings. And she never tried to get me to join. I mean, she made it available, but I just told her I was only interested in practicing Qigong and doing it. I tried acupuncture for one semester. That was in '97. I came over in September, was here through January into February. But so I lived at the temple for that time period, and to live there you had to be a student because the temple was a place for students to transition to the island. And so I took a semester. It was fun, and but it really wasn't meant to happen for me at that time. And her teaching was very different. It was very traditional, where it was based on a pie system. And so there were so many slices of the pie which completed the acupuncture training or teaching. And wherever you started, that's where you finished. And so when I started, they were into needling. So my first day, we were all down doing a clean needle practice, and I don't know if it was that day or the next class, we were putting needles. We were with a senior student, putting needles in their arms and our arms. But the Western teachers got a hold of acupuncture when they saw it was a popular thing and that it looked like a profitable program, and they tried to turn it into a Western type of format where you had to do 2 years pretty much before you could ever touch a needle or put a needle in a person. But with her, with Dr. Sue, it was just like not a big deal. Just do it. As far as I know, no serious consequences. But that's the way she was. And I think she knew that Tai Chi was my thing at the time, and Gregory is my teacher. She didn't even bring it up, but it was just understanding she was not going to encourage me to follow her. I think she felt if you had a program, then that was fine, whatever it was. Just do it. Do it to the best of your ability. Feet together or parallel. So I'm not opposed to trying different groups or organizations. In fact, I go to a Christian church on the North Shore. I've been doing that for several months now. It's in the valley, Waimea Valley, and it's not enclosed. It's in like a pagoda kind of thing, and there's maybe 100 people that show up, and they have live music, and the minister's okay. I don't really believe a lot of the things he says, but a lot of the things he says are valuable, regardless of your beliefs. And the people there come with the right and a very good state of mind. They come loving, caring, and I don't know, referential state of mind, way of being, which I find very encouraging. A friend of mine out of Ananda village a few years ago went to an atheist conference, something she was researching, because Ananda people are really into God consciousness, yoga and God consciousness. That's kind of what yoga is. And she said it was the most morbid, demoralizing, and depressing group of people she'd ever been around. For the most part, religious people are not that way. Spiritual people. So even though I'm not into any religion, including Taoism, I'm into them, but I'm not a member of a Taoist community or a Buddhist community. I go to Buddhist events, Taoist events, Christian events. I even went to a Catholic church for a while. I haven't joined anything like that. I became a Mason years ago. I was a Malay when I was a teenager. But I don't practice Masonry. So why I'm saying this is for you to know that this kind of practice is something that's just for you. And you can do this. You won't be ostracized. Nobody can make you feel like you don't belong, or make you encourage you and kind of bribe you and groom you. And when you feel that happening, you can always come back to your Qigong or your Tai Chi, and you're okay. You'll be okay. So no matter what group you belong to, try to find something that's only for you. That's my philosophy. Hello. Have a nice day.